This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, and we're welcoming you to Daily Flash. We got today's talk, tomorrow's trends. So glad to have you here, right?
Yes, we are, and you are a big part of our show.
Yeah, they are.
James Alexander, our social media guru, standing by with ways you can get in touch with us, share your thoughts, and also our question of the day.
Hey, yeah, the question of the day is a little tough, but look, you're watching us on over 219 stations across the country, the American Forces Network. You're seeing us in St. John's, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Guam. But you also get to us by clicking on our Where to Watch at dailyflashshow.com. Now, our question of the day, I want you to go to our socials and comment on it so I can bring it up on there. What TV couple had the best chemistry on air of all time?
Okay, so these are not like real couples. These would be like characters. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
All right.
yep.
Going through the Rolodex here, I can think of a couple.
Okay,
right.
James, your pick?
I'm going to say the Cosbys.
That's a good one.
With
yes.
Bill and Claire
That is good.
Yes.
Huxtable.
Before we knew anything
Yeah.
about that's why we said characters, right?
TV.
You see, I had to stutter.
Yeah.
Earlier.
I loved Moonlighting. Bruce Willis.
That's so weird.
And, were you going to say
I was going to say that too. Sybil Shepherd.
Yes.
And I think that was something that back in the 80s, there was something we didn't really ever see. You know, they played along, but they hated each other at the same time, but they loved each other. I went through, my mind was Elaine and Jerry on Seinfeld. And you said, well, they're not a couple, but they used to be.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
good.
worked it out, and they were
Yes.
friends. They realized they were better friends, which
Yeah.
says everything
lot.
about chemistry, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Still kind of weird, though.
It is kind of
Yeah.
weird, yeah. There was one episode where they tested the limits of it all. So.
Yeah, but it didn't work out so well.
But we need to find out yours. You can drop us an email. Of course, we're always waiting for our website, too, by the way. If you click on the top of it, you can drop a sound off. It's
Did
very
Hugo,
simple.
our executive producer, have a
Did you have
guess?
something, Hugo?
Was he going to say something?
Desi and
Desi
Lucy.
and Lucy. I love Lucy. Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball.
And
100%.
the way we look at sitcoms, you can thank them
Yes.
in real life because they started the 3-camera live sitcom thing. So that's interesting. Yeah,
very
okay.
Good, good question, James.
Yeah.
All right, so head to our website if you want to chime in on that one. Do you guys consider yourselves good gift givers? Do you take pride in a good gift?
I think too much about it. So I'm probably too good.
Oh, yeah.
No. I would say, so
I
because
can
of
see
that,
that.
I'd say no.
Yeah, okay,
Everything's
James?
easy with a gift card. Hey, just give him money. Hey, that's it.
Okay.
Hey, just take it
You're
and run.
a gift card kind
Yes,
of guy.
I'm a gift card
Got
kind of
it.
guy. I can't
All
do
right,
it.
I want to get your take on this. A fiance's disappointment over a Christmas gift has sparked a fierce debate online when it comes to gift giving.
Okay.
Take a look.
This is not at all what I wanted.
Bigger.
Also, it's brown.
What's in punch? Okay.
Womp womp. Not what I was going for.
Okay, she had told her then fiance that she wanted a really cool big mug for her lattes.
Oh, big, that ain't a
and
big
she
one.
was shopping for the mug online, and he was just like, wait, hold up. Let me see what I can find for you. This was the Christmas gift. She did the unboxing, completely disappointed, and she got lit up on the socials. So much so that she had to turn the comments off.
I'm actually looking at my Amazon thing,
Yeah.
which you're not allowed to complain if you say, just go to my Amazon page and they get some. Now, second thing is you should have 2 lists on your Amazon. Is one that's of Christmas gifts, and then the things that you are wanting to get. Because what happens is, if I put toothpaste or a special kind of toothpaste on my Amazon list, I don't mean I want it for Christmas.
Right?
I thought you were going to say you had like a PG list and an R-rated list.
There's a little bit of that,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So I'll give you that.
I was saying,
so
believe it or not, there's a report on this. So every year, go to the New York Post, $10 billion are spent on gifts that people don't want. So about 53% of people who get gifts during Christmas
50?
get it. 53% get a gift they don't want. They get
don't
disappointed.
want.
They
Okay.
don't want.
All right.
So, which says to your gift card thing, I get that. To me, because as I preface it with, I think so much of wanting to get somebody something that they really like, and then you can't because you can't find the right thing. Then a gift card, and you're like, well, they'll find what you want.
Yeah.
Jackson gives me this great gift that I use and I love, and it's delicious.
It's a good gift.
She knows, but that's the only time.
But
because,
But I find like sometimes it's that kind of gift I find for somebody. I'm like, you know what?
you're good. You're
That's
really
good.
good at gift stuff.
She got lit up so much online that she since posted a new video to give her sad reaction a bit of context. Take a look.
Some context with the mug was that one day I was online browsing the internet and Brandon asked what I was doing, and I said I had a very specific vision of a mug I wanted that I couldn't find on the internet. And all I had to describe it was like a vision in my head. This mug does not exist as far as I'm concerned. And he said, I want to try to find the mug for you for Christmas. That was it. That was the context of it. I was going to try to find this mug myself, but Brandon said he wanted to try.
So call it disappointment followed by guilt. This is kind of what the experts are saying. And hers didn't do much to silence the haters, even with her trying to put things in context. Experts say if you find yourself in a similar situation, here's what they
I need
advise.
to know this. All right.
Ask the gift giver about his or her intention. Sometimes it's all about communication. Maybe if you know their intention, you won't be as upset about the gift.
Why did you give me breath mints? What is that?
Yeah, right? There you go.
Okay.
Always communicate with this person before returning a gift.
I think that yes, because I'm gonna. If you did it and not told me that this is the wrong mug for you, I would think, oh, I guess she doesn't like my stuff anymore. So if you go, hey, look, this is actually, I go, well, get the one you want. Yeah.
Right. It's not that difficult to ask.
I would just swap her out with somebody who's grateful and appreciative of things that I do for her. You know, put any fish in the sea. You know what I'm saying?
Buddy.
How many relationships have you been in, Jay?
Yeah, exactly. How many times have you been married, Jay? And if the person who gives you the gift is more of an acquaintance, I thought this was kind of interesting. It's better just to keep your disappointment to yourself. Keep quiet. So if they're more of a stranger, more of a,
I buy that.
You know, an acquaintance, then, you know, say thank you, and that's all you need to do.
We were talking about right around Christmas time. We did some examples how you can tell if people don't like the gift that they want.
Yes.
First off, if they say what it is back, that means and how they say it. Like if you give me the, you go, oh, it's a cell phone. I don't like it. If I go, oh, it's a cell phone, awesome, this is what I wanted, you know, and they get crazy. So you have to be prepared for that. Also, you know, on the other side, as a gift receiver, you realize, okay, maybe it's not, but is that the end of the world? That you've got a mug that is not the one you want. Okay, we'll go get the one you want, and then you have two. It's a gift. It didn't cost you anything, and you know, if that's what you've been waiting for so long, she seems like she made a mountain out of a molehill here.
I think so too, and you know, props to the fiance / husband / boyfriend, whatever he is, that he was like, I want to try and find you the mug.
Can I say this? Tell me if you do this too, as James. For guys, I don't know if ladies do this as well, but for guys, you're like, okay, because they always say, you know, I just want you to listen to me. Okay.
Right.
So if you're going through there and you say this mug and you go, oh, that's a really cool mug. I'd love that. I go, well, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I want to prove to her I was listening to her.
Yes.
And I get it for you. And you go, see, yeah, you said you didn't like that, but you might have been like, well, yeah, I like it, but I didn't want it.
I didn't want it.
But I would go, and my response would be, well, you said you liked it. I was listening to you.
You cover yourself, right? You cover yourself, but you can be petty. You just re-gift it and give it back. Just re-gift it, give it back to the person who gave it back to you. Hey, I got a gift for you. Here you go.
I want you to go back to what Jackson said, though, about tell the person you're going to re-gift it. Say, hey, you know what?
Yes.
I got I'll tell you why. I got something where I really thought, man, these they're going to really like this. Really going to like it. And I gave it to them, and it was kind of personalized somewhat, right?
Yeah.
And then I found out these people gave it to other people.
Someone else.
For halfway, I was like, well.
It was a white elephant gift at one of those
No, it was
parties.
really cool.
That's too bad.
If you're watching,
Can you imagine?
if you're watching Mom and Dad, Stepmom and Dad, I'm talking about them. Okay, their last name's Boone. I was up in Boone County. I bought them some whiskey, and
Boone's Farm.
Taylor, not Boone's Farm. It's totally different.
I know.
And I got it as Boone County, and he wound up giving it to his sister. Her last name was Boone, and so once I realized they had done that, I'm like, and her husband loves whiskey and everything.
Oh.
So, but had I known, you know, they explained it to me afterwards.
Yeah, but you were probably your
like, well,
feelings were a little bit hurt.
Yeah,
I
was
can see
because I was just like, hey,
It's a personal gift.
I was thinking about you, but somebody that'll appreciate it more,
Yeah.
give it to them.
Always
me-
guilt them.
yeah,
Guilt them, guilt them.
Guilt him, exactly. To me, like his whole gesture was very like kind of primitive. Like, I'm a guy, I want to go out and find this for you. I
Ooh,
want to
yeah.
please
Huh.
you because I hear what you're saying. You're asking for this, and I want to try and prove to you that I can go out and get it for you and bring it back to you. And she was just sort of like, this isn't the mug I imagined.
And that's what happens with social media. When
Yes.
you're an influencer, you have to share all your life.
That is
Your
true.
thoughts on this? What's the best way to handle it? Let us know. You can go to our website anytime you'd like, dailyflashshow.com, and of course on social media. Hey, coming up next, we're actually going jumping into the parenthood.
Yes.
Now that we're at the beginning of the year, they have something called parenting hangover
Oh.
because you made all these changes.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that. Also, here's our brain flash question: what band became the first to replace themselves as number one? Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Before we went into our break, we asked that question. Let's see if you got the question right. The answer, at least. What band became the first to replace themselves at number one on the Billboard Hot 100? Happened back in the 60s. It's the Beatles. The Beatles. I think everybody, you say Beatles, pretty much any trivia question is probably the right answer. At least 50% chance of that. Hey, as we jump into parenthood, families are starting to settle into 2026 and emotional fatigue and disrupted routines as children and parents alike pretty much struggling with what they're calling the January or the first quarter emotional hangover. So here was some advice on how to restore balance, very important, and connection is parenting expert Catherine Sellery. Welcome back, Catherine, and we're so happy to have you here. This is a busy time for a lot of people, isn't it?
It really is. And it's such a big shift from all the holiday commotion to getting back into like school and routines.
Indeed. And then we have like a holiday, like we had Martin Luther King holiday. So we get back into it after the
More
Christmas.
disruption.
And then we stop and we get going and stop. And it seems like it takes until about February, March before things get going. However, you got 4 tips that's going to help us as families. And we're going to start with the first one. First off, why does January feel so hard?
Well, like you said, it's that sudden shift from all of the holiday excitement. And then it's so jarring for kids and adults. So sleep changes, sugar highs, social intensity, emotional anticipation, they're all contributors to the dysregulation that everybody's feeling. It's really not just the kids. I think it's also hard for parents. But understanding it really does give a reframe for parents to respond with empathy instead of frustration and maybe some self-empathy.
Okay. And what do we do that? Sounds like we do a little bit of inventory upon ourselves or what?
Yeah, no, exactly. Just sort of like, wow, I'm noticing I'm really short-tempered. Gosh, I think I'll just give myself an opportunity to take a breath and do some of the skills that help us come back into that sense of, okay, everything's fine. And now I can be the model for that. Help my kids take a breath.
Yeah,
Just really help everybody calm back down into it's okay. Don't have to be perfect.
It's kind of like, since you're talking about breath, I mean, like what we always hear about the airport, airplane, put your breathing mask on before the others, because if you don't, then they're going to pick up on that stress and they're going to, it makes complete sense, especially as a parent. I mean, that's hard
Absolutely.
sometimes. That makes a lot of sense. Now, with that, we are going to see probably a little behavior change in our kids. And why are we doing that? Obviously, is it because it's kind of breaking up or are they just getting too much of something?
Right. So, if you see behavior as a signal,
Yeah.
and it's a sign of some, the tragic expression of the unmet need is the rule of thumb. So what does that even mean? The tragic expression of an unmet need. So if the overwhelm emotionally shows up as irritability, meltdowns, withdrawal, all kinds of signals that children are overwhelmed. It's not misbehaving. So behavior is communicating an underlying unmet need, whether it's basic stuff like food, air, water, and sleep, which a lot of times it is. But then there's the tie-in, which is the emotional overwhelm as well. So if you recognize that, it can reduce your power struggles just in your own mind to be able to go, okay, this isn't misbehaving. This is overwhelm.
Yeah.
And then you'll notice that instantly there's more compassion and understanding and less conflict.
Yeah, and that compassion will help you handle the situation a lot better. By all means, I can imagine. Your next tip says, help kids regulate. Regulate what?
Well, parents have to regulate their own emotions, right? So simplify your schedules, slow down, lower expectations, big flips happen at these times where we're going from there is no schedule to you got to be up in the morning and you got to have your backpack. I mean, the difference is huge. So when you're making that transition, the little routines, we're probably kind of into it now, but your calm presence helps them feel safe enough to settle back into just being regulated, taking the deep breath, like we talked about, transitioning out of that there is no routine to we've got routine.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. And I guess your next tip kind of goes along with that, because here they are. They went through Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, out of school, all this stuff. Now the structure is back. But can we do too much? Can we overcorrect on this?
Yeah, I think we can actually. So don't overcorrect, right? January is that it's time to clamp down and regain control, right?
Yeah.
Parents just want to get their kids, to bed, up in the morning, out the, in the routine. And we understand that. It would just be so much easier if everybody could transition. And depending on what's going on, like a lot of kids have anxiety around starting school again. And will my friends still like me? And am I going to be able to get, all my homework done? So gently reintroducing the structure at home is helpful. So, you're not going to get it perfect. The kids aren't going to get to bed on time every single night.
Yeah.
They're going to have trouble working it all out too. So the last thing you need is to escalate conflict. So getting sleep is probably, I would say, the best thing you can do for everybody, including yourself. Because when we're more rested, we just have more bandwidth.
Oh, mercy,
and if we're
Lord, yeah.
exhausted, we're kind of irritable. You know what I mean?
I think that's great. And I think having something that my wife had come up with, she said, listen, we're going to schedule family time now. And we kind of did, she didn't do it as a New Year's resolution, but we realized, we need some kind of structure. And so we're actually going through all of this, what you're saying. And that's helped out these past few weeks, by all means, that he knows that he has to be home at a certain time, because it's always going to be basically family time. Might not know what we're doing, but we're going to do something as a family. So I appreciate all of this. Yeah.
You've got a good wife.
She's a great wife, right? She comes up with it all. I get my great stuff from you. I pass it on to her, and she thinks I'm fantastic. So thank you so much, Kathy. We definitely appreciate you being with us. And of course, if you're going through all of this, you can definitely check out her website. You can visit freeparentingbook.com to find out this and so much more. We'll also have this interview on our website. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English here. It is Thursday. That means it's time for us to check in with Tony Toscato to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on Prime is the cop revenge thriller, Oscar Shaw.
What can we do about it?
Good luck with the meditating.
Yeah, well, good luck on your case.
He's running out of places to hide.
It's about being on the winning team.
After retiring from the police force, a resolute detective makes it his personal duty to avenge the death of his dearest friend by dispensing justice on the streets. I chatted with stars Isaiah Washington and Michael J. White.
It didn't feel like one of those message movies, like, hey, message. You see a man who is trying to find his center and move on with his life in peace, coming out of a very violent culture. And then, I was just really drawn in with Michael's performance of who is this guy? This suited guy who literally becomes, not just like a Batman right before my eyes.
I wanted to, like Isaiah said, root this in reality. We know what the movies are, and going beyond the script and saying, no, let's be real in every moment here. Let's give people an experience that they feel like they're not watching a movie, they're watching life.
Oscar Shaw is a terrific kickback to road police action films like Cobra or Lethal Weapon. Don't think too hard about this one. It's a fun action thriller and a popcorn muncher from beginning to end. Again, it's streaming on Prime and gets a B. It's not rated. In selected theaters is the dramatic biopic The Chronology of Water. marking Kristen Stewart's directorial debut.
Repetitions. Smiley face. Patterns. Formations. There are moments.
Look at me.
Between years.
Look at me.
That surface with great force.
What?
Based on a true story, a young woman who has suffered an abusive childhood escapes into competitive swimming, toxic relationships, and addiction before finding her voice through writing. I chatted with Jim Belushi and Thora Birch.
It's a very complicated subject, death and grief. And Kristen, at 35 years old, had an amazing understanding of what it does to the body, to the physiological system, the trauma.
She was very deliberate and precise without me even knowing it. You know, when we wrapped, if somebody were to ask me, so what did you guys do? How's it gonna turn out? I would have been like, I don't know what I would have said. And then I saw the movie and I was blown away. I was like, oh, wow, that's what we're doing. We're doing a punk rock art house movie.
Punk rock art house movie.
That deals with all this horrible stuff.
Although The Chronology of Water is a thought-provoking and sensitive film, it feels too much like an experimental movie and a bit overwhelming for a first-time director. Again, it's playing in selected theaters now and gets a B. It's not rated. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Thank you there, Tony. There are numbers in everything we do, and that's why some of them make it into daily digits. Here's my first number today. It's 3. That's how many years it's been since Pam and Tommy hit screens, and apparently the discomfort has not aged a day. Here's what happened. Back at the Golden Globes, Pamela Anderson said that she had to sit near Seth Rogen, and it made her feel what she says, yucky, because he was the one involved in producing the series that recreated some of the most violating moments of her life without her consent. Pamela says that the proximity brought all of that back, so she did her job, presented her award, and got out, choosing emotional distance over her Hollywood politeness. Because pretty much in Hollywood, time heals everything unless the seating chart puts you right back in it. So keep that in mind. Turns out 3 years later, the trauma, well, that could be remembered at the table.
True.
All right, moving for our next one. Your next number today is $200 billion. That's how much the White House says it's planning to have Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac buy in mortgage bonds as part of a broader housing affordability pitch that also includes letting Americans tap their retirement savings for down payments. The idea on the table would let people withdraw money from their 401k accounts to help cover a home down payment without facing the usual tax penalties. The big shift from the current rules say that making an early 401k withdrawal would be very costly. Officials hope that this, along with other moves, will make buying a first home less of a distant dream for those first-time buyers. So yeah, it might be your retirement or your first front door. It looks like Washington's going to be betting on both no matter what. Here's your final daily digit today, 55. That's the age of a woman who allegedly tried to avoid arrest by pooping toward cops during a confrontation in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Yeah, it happened, Jackson. Officers were called to a massage parlor after the Department of Health inspector was reportedly assaulted. That's when law enforcement showed up. The woman, her name, Fang Wang, allegedly began defecating toward them in an attempt to keep them from putting her into custody. Ew, nasty. We'll have more Flash coming up after this.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's top. Before we do anything, let's check in with James Alexander and our stations across the nation. James.
Yeah, so we know we're seen all over the world. 219 stations here in the great US of A. And you can find us on our social media channels and streaming. But, today, if you want to figure out where we are in your neck of the woods, go to Where to Watch on dailyflashshow.com. So our local friend today comes all the way from the U.S. Virgin Islands. Yaman. Did I say the right accent, Yaman? No, I don't think that's the right accent. Is that more Jamaican?
That's more Jamaican.
Okay, I'm sorry. So WVTN TV in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Hey.
Hello, our local friend.
It's such a gorgeous place down there. I got to spend some time, and they have a big butterfly conservatory, which is really cool. And just that time, it was just gorgeous time out there. We all have a penchant for animals, by all means.
Yes.
You have that favorite kind of animal. If you think, whether it be from a dog, a cat, a sloth, to me, I love cows. Right.
This is true. Mitch has always loved cows.
I love cows. The name of my production company is called Modern Cow. I just love cows. Well, scientists have now documented, I just wanted to bring this up to show there's so much more we need to know about animals. Have just now documented the first ever case of a cow actually being smart enough to use a tool in the wild. Okay, so it's not like they trained this cow to do it or whatever. They were watching the cow. Researchers observed basically using a stick to scratch hard to reach areas. So he's finding it and he's being able to do this. So they're saying that it's nothing that it was like, it was intentional, meaning like he knew exactly what he was doing while he was doing it. And they're saying that this actually leads even to more animal intelligence, as well as the problem solving when it comes to species when it comes to cows, because generally we think of cows as just grazers.
Right.
Yeah.
They give us meat, they give us milk, pretty much it, right? I think they're beautiful creatures.
You do. I'm telling you, this kind of leading me to a movie called Planet of the Apes. No,
Yeah.
Planet of the
You know what?
Cows
You're right.
taking over. But there are some facts out here too that cows, their heart rate jumps when they solve puzzles. So can you imagine a cow solving a puzzle?
Like a maze or something?
Yeah,
like
a regular
puzzle.
Like an idea, I would imagine like how to get out of, a puzzle in their mind would be different what we might probably think of. A situation where they have to
They also form best friends.
Oh, I believe that. Yes, that I can see
I've
that.
seen cows that are like dogs, meaning like they follow you around and they want to pet it, and they don't realize that they're just how big they are. I met a cow like that, and I thought.
I met a couple like that too.
We dated for a while. So you think about where will this lead us to? But at least if we know, hey, cows do have that intelligence. Maybe they know more than we actually think. And as far as they always know, I can tell you something about bison, which I find interesting, is that bison run towards storms instead of away from storms if they come out. Because if you think about it, if you're running towards a storm, you're going to get less of the storm on top of you because it's coming this way, and the bison run towards the storm. I always use that as a kind of like a great metaphor on life. It's like if you head problems head on, you'll get through them faster. But they found out that that's what the bison do. So there's these things that nature gives us that we could still learn from.
Yeah.
And I think with cows, they're not as dumb as actually we might think.
You can love the cow. You just can't love the cow.
Because they have 8 udders.
That's all I'm saying.
You guys have a special animal that kind of like
horses. I mean, and dogs. Horses.
And dogs that are about big as horses.
Yes,
Jackson's
this is true.
So this may be a little weird.
Okay.
But they're the
we love weird on this show.
They're the mean people of the sea, dolphins.
You like them or you
like dolphins? I like dolphins.
They're smart.
They're super smart. Yeah, but they can get mean. They can be very mean. If they don't like you, they don't like you.
Our director Keegan says he likes sloths.
Sloths, which is why it takes him so long to press a button. All right, let's see if he can press the button and get us a commercial break.
He will.
We're going to be back in just a few moments. But first, Flash Travel. We're going to tell you how to stay healthy while you're traveling. It's very important, right?
Yes, and must watch The Bride. Today's Talk, tomorrow's Trends. We're back right after this.
See? He was supposed to press the button. Press it, Keegan. Press it. There we go. Air, land, and sea. I'm Mitch English, and this is Flash Travel. Well, listen, if the thought of traveling just makes your stomach start negotiating terms before you haven't even left the house, you're absolutely not alone. Travel health experts say motion sickness and stomach issues are one of the top reasons people dread planes, cruises, trains, even road trips. But the good news is, most is preventable if you know what to do. First off, where to sit. It matters more than you actually think. On a plane, seats over the wing tend to have the least motion. On a boat, well, midship is the most stable spot. And if you're in a car, listen, riding shotgun beats the back seat every single time. Next, watch what you eat before you travel. Doctors recommend skipping heavy, greasy meals before departure. Stick to a light, bland food, stay hydrated, and try to avoid alcohol and caffeine right before traveling. And yes, even that just one airport drink as well. Another big trigger is your eyes fighting your inner ear. Scrolling on your phone while your body feels motion is basically an invitation for nausea. Experts say looking straight ahead, focusing on the horizon, or even closing your eyes can calm the disconnect between what you see and what you feel. All right, there are also some natural remedies that actually can help. Ginger and peppermint, they have been shown to ease nausea for some travelers. Acupressure wristbands can also help. And if you use motion sickness medication, timing is everything. Doctors say it works best when taken before those symptoms start, not after. So, before you head on your trip, take them. Finally, don't try to power through it, all right? If the motion sickness has ruined trips for you before, just plan ahead, because the only thing worse than missing out on an amazing destination is just spending the whole trip mapping every bathroom along the way. And after all, the best memory, or at least the best souvenir, is a memory, not a stomachache. All right, let's move on now to February travel. If winter has officially overstayed its welcome and February feels like it's just dragging on forever, well, this might be the perfect time to escape. Travel experts say February is a sweet spot for deals, fewer crowds, and destinations that are either warm, festive, or quietly magical. First stop, the Caribbean and Mexico. February brings dry weather, warm temperatures, and peak beach conditions without the spring break chaos. So think turquoise water, quick flights, and the kind of sunshine that immediately improves your attitude. Now, if snow is more of your thing, mountain towns shine in February. Places like Park City, Utah, Aspen, and Banff are actually in their prime with reliable snow, winter festivals, and cozy lodge vibes that make cold weather feel intentional. All right, you're looking for some culture without the crowds? Europe. It delivers in February. Cities like Paris, Rome, Barcelona, much cooler, calmer, and far less packed. Plus, airfare and hotels are often a little easier on the wallet. And if you want something that is completely different, check this out. Asia and Southern Hemisphere, they're calling your name. February actually lines up with the Lunar New Year celebrations in places like Vietnam, even Singapore, while spots like New Zealand as well as Argentina are really enjoying their peak summer. So here's the bottom line. February travel, it's all about picking your mood. Warm beaches, snowy escapes, cultural deep dives, or a bucket list adventures, all within fighting all those crowds, right? Besides, sometimes the best way to survive February is just to leave it entirely. Hey, we want to travel the world with you, so why not join us by commenting on our Facebook page? It's real simple to do. All you have to do is look for Flash Travel TV on Facebook, leave your comment. Even faster way, you know what to do. You can just go to flashtraveltv.com and it'll take you directly there. There you'll find some tips, and we love hearing them. Everybody has some of their own special little tips that they want to share with everybody, and that's what Flash Travel is about, is communicating all those, packing trips, maybe places to see and things to do while you're there. And if you have any ideas on how to skip lines or make the line wait a little shorter, we'd love to hear those. Just go to flashtraveltv.com. I'm Mitch English. We'll see you in the air, the land, and sea. This has been Flash Travel.
New data shows online fraud spikes right after the holidays. Joining us with some simple steps you can take to protect your personal data is digital privacy expert Kristen Lewis. Hi, Kristen.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So why is January considered peak scam season?
The volume of scams just skyrockets. I think there's so much transacting and new account creation and all of that happens over the holidays. Scammers take advantage of that. Data is being bought and sold online, and between post-holiday package scams and the start of tax season, it's really just a perfect storm that people really need to stay vigilant around.
It's hard to imagine our lives before social media, before our digital smartphones, before any of that. What are the biggest digital risks that you see today?
A major risk is that people don't realize how much of their personal data is being bought and sold online and the risk that can create. So in addition to having these really detailed profiles about who you are, really sensitive data like account numbers and login credentials are leaked and exposed on the dark web. So scammers can take that and create really personalized, targeted scams that are incredibly realistic and convincing. So even those of us that are very tech savvy can be caught, off guard.
If you could give our viewers one piece of advice that they could do today to protect their data, what would it be?
Don't go at it alone. There are so many places out there and they are intentionally hard to find, but there are services that do not cost a lot that will get your information off of the internet, really keep you protected, and give you a lot of peace of mind.
And Kristen, where can our viewers go for more information?
We have a ton of resources on our website at www.aura.com.
Kristen, thank you so much. Great information. Good way to get our year started. We'll have this on our website at dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
You know, most adults support stronger financial education in high schools. Here's what's new this year.
Many adults say they left school without the necessary money skills, and nationwide polling shows strong support for strengthening financial education in schools. Dr. Billy Hensley from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education has more.
Our data show how financial education is perceived across the country. Those who received personal finance instruction are glad they did, and those who didn't wish they had. 70% say they believe their financial life would be better if they had received financial education in school.
Today, 30 states require personal finance instruction, and 82% of U.S. adults say they wish completing a personal finance course had been required in high school.
Effective financial education must be thoughtfully designed and inclusive. Learning how to manage money builds confidence, leads to better decision-making, and develops real-life skills that support long-term financial well-being.
With nearly 8 in 10 U.S. adults believing their state should require a personal finance course to graduate, state leaders and educators are stepping up and taking action. Learn more at nefe.org.
Joining us now with advice for getting your wellness goals on track this year is Life Minute's editor-in-chief, Joanne Butler. Okay, Joanne, good to see you. How can we make wellness a priority this year?
Well, you know what? A recent survey showed that people are looking to focus on saving money and exercising more in 2026, and Planet Fitness is a great place to do both those things. They're everywhere with more than 2,800 locations across all 50 states. What I love about them is that they're a gym for everyone from beginner to advanced fitness levels. Just a welcoming, judgment-free fitness community to help you get stronger, whatever that may look like to you, you know? And they make it so much easier to start and stick to your wellness resolutions because they have all kinds of perks and programs and great prices, memberships as low as just $15 a month, and it's a high value experience, you know, best in class strength training and cardio equipment that you typically find at a more expensive gym. They also have a special PF Black Card membership too, with even more benefits like the ability to bring a guest every time you go, which is great because a workout buddy, you know, can really challenge you and keep you accountable to your goals, which is so key. Also access to their Black Card spa that has massage chairs, which are fab because rest and recovery is so important. And all memberships include free fitness training too, which is perfect for people who may be starting or returning to a fitness routine. You know, joining a gym can be intimidating, but this takes the pressure off not knowing, you know, where to start or how to get going.
Okay, I like that. What about sticking with those wellness goals?
Well, you know what? Avoiding resolution burnout is key. So you'll want to find a gym nearby and just establish a regular schedule. When you have a schedule in place, it really helps avoid procrastination and motivates you more. Most people live within 12 minutes of a Planet Fitness. Most are open 24 hours a day too, which is amazing for busy people. Sometimes just showing up, you know, is half the battle. They also have a Planet Fitness app that's free with free trainer-led classes where you can learn about the machines and create a customized workout plan. So I know better than anyone it could be hard to start a new habit and even harder to stick to it. So staying motivated is, you know, takes effort. I'm all about it.
Joanne, thank you. Where can viewers go for more info?
Check out planetfitness.com and see all their great membership deals.
Sounds good. We'll make sure to share this information on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
No doubt that high car prices have a lot of shoppers rethinking their purchase options, right? Well, Auto Trader's Mike Danger highlights several budget-friendly vehicles. Check this out.
It's no secret the average price for a new car is expensive, but if you look hard enough, there's still some affordable options out there. If you're interested in a gas-powered sedan, you've got choices, including a well-equipped 2026 Kia K4 with its cutting-edge look, starting at just under $24,000. The new 2026 Nissan Sentra gets updates inside and out, and also starts under $24,000. And there's the familiar Toyota Corolla, which starts just a little over $24K. If you need more space, Toyota also offers the Corolla Cross, starting at $26,385. If that price sounds like a bit much, Chevy offers their Trax crossover crossover starting at $23,495. And if you're into EVs, the new generation Nissan Leaf starts at $31,485.
Experts say it's the basics that matter most when it comes to your new year, new health goals. Registered dietitian Mia Sin is here to explain. Hi, Mia.
Foundational health is about supporting the core systems that affect how we feel every day through consistent daily support. Even those who eat well can still fall short on key nutrients due to busy lifestyles and modern diets. That's where the Vitamin Shop, the leading destination for lifelong wellness solutions, comes in. For men, I recommend the Garden of Life Organics Men's Once Daily Multivitamin, which provides essential nutrients like vitamin D3, selenium, and B12, and the V-Thrive, the Vitamin Shop Bioactive Men's Multivitamin, which is a great high-potency formula. For women, I recommend the Garden of Life Women's Doctor-Formulated Probiotics, and magnesium is another key nutrient. The Garden of Life Magnesium Gummies are an easy option, as well as the Pure Encapsulations Magnesium Glycinate. You can find all of these products at the Vitamin Shop and thevitaminshop.com.
Back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson.
In the 1930s Chicago, a groundbreaking scientist brings a murdered young woman back to life to be a companion for Frankenstein's monster. Ooh. This is today's must-watch movie, The Bride.
Can anybody help me? Please. I didn't want this. I didn't want any of this! Please. Help. Help. What happened?
You had an accident.
An accident, huh?
We dug you up, then we brought you back to life.
Get on stage, and I call her by her first name. What do you want with a dead girl?
I'm the same, born from the dead. I am a monster.
Yeah, so am I.
This world is a black hole.
The corrupt are going to see life is here and it's coming to you from the monsters.
Yes. Yes!
Everybody dance! Everybody sing! Everybody move!
Please don't hurt me, please. I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for? Did you do something wrong? Something you thought you might get away with?
Stop right there!
The dead have got something to say. And I'm saying it.
The Bride of Frankenstein.
No, just the bride.
All right. Christian Bale just used his Batman voice, apparently.
He did, right? I think you're right.
That's cool.
Be good, everybody.
Y'all take care. We'll see when we look at you. Our website's always open for you, dailyflashshow.com. We'll see you in just 23 hours.